Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Axiom 24 pack from Triple Aught Design, which is a really versatile and comfortable 24-liter everyday carry bag. And this has been at the top of my wish list for a long time now, and I had really high expectations for this bag. As a fan of the Goruck GR1, this seemed like a really compelling and almost similar alternative given the fact that this is made in the US and it also has a little bit more of a tactical vibe. And I've been testing it out for the past couple of weeks, and so far the bag is not disappointed. It's been great to use. I love the build quality on this. It's been super comfortable. It has an awesome organizational layout, and I really love the overall aesthetic. So I'm excited to share it with you guys, and I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the outside of the bag, I really like the overall aesthetic. It has a really modern and technical feel, and it does have a little bit of a tactical vibe, but it's a lot more subtle than something like what you see with the GR1. So it does have a little bit of webbing on the inside, and on the outside it's a little bit more concealed, however, and it just has a more kind of minimalistic aesthetic that's going to blend in well into a ton of different environments, whether you're walking around the city or even taking this into the office. As far as the colors, the version that I have here is the all black, but it's also offered in a multicam, which is definitely going to look a little bit more tactical. I really like the sleek look of the all black version here. And then jumping into the materials, the bag feels really well made. On the outside, it has this VX21 ripstop kind of sailcloth material, which I've always been a big fan of. I feel like it offers a ton of weather resistance while also keeping the bag really lightweight. Now, some people that have used this bag seem to mention that the material is a little bit more crinkly. Now, I haven't noticed any big issues with this. To me, the trade-offs of it being a little bit more noisy are definitely worth it for the weather resistance and lightweight that you get. And then besides the sailcloth material on the outside, you have some very well protected YKK zippers all throughout. And then I really like the use of Hypalon zipper pulls and just really great materials all throughout. This definitely feels like a bag that's gonna hold up well to rougher usage and be with you for a long time to come. And then continuing along the outside, the bag does have two sort of inverted water bottle pockets on the sides, but they're a little bit different than your traditional style water bottle pockets, so I'll take a closer look at that when we jump into the organizational options. And then on the front, as I was kind of showcasing a little bit earlier, you have 3 rows of kind of small webbing that are going to be great for attaching something with a carabiner, and I really like that that just kind of stays hidden when you don't want to use it to give the bag a more streamlined look. And then moving into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 24 liters, which is a really great all-purpose size in my opinion. It's been great for carrying all the normal items that I take with me on my day-to-day, and I like that it also has a little bit of extra space if you want to use this for minimal travel. And then the silhouette of the bag is very, very slim. I really love how streamlined and close to my back this stays so that I can walk around crowded areas or jump onto public transit really easily. And then an interesting thing about the shape is that it kind of slants downward. So you can see here that when it's a little bit more full up top, it sticks out a little bit. You have some extra volume, and then it comes down towards the bottom. It gets a little bit slimmer. So far, I haven't noticed any issues with that. I still really like how the bag looks on me, but just something that I wanted to call out. The last thing I'll mention while we're on the outside is at the top, the bag has a really well reinforced handle. It's pretty comfortable, and it definitely feels like it's not going to tear even when the bag is a little bit more packed out. And then I really like how flush the handle sits against the top of the bag to maintain a very clean look. Jumping into the straps and the back paneling, this is an area where the bag really excels. This is one of the most comfortable bags that I've worn so far. I love how the straps have been implemented here. They have a really thick and comfortable foamy material. On the inside, they have this mesh to help prevent moisture from building up. And then the straps also have a really great width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders, even when it's a little bit more packed out. And then at the top, you have these load lifter straps here that are going to allow you to tweak how the bag sits on your shoulders a little bit more. And I was really surprised with just how long these load lifters are. The straps can get a little bit messy, even though you have these keepers here. It's just a little bit longer than what I would like to see. I wish that there was another area where you kind of secure these to maintain a cleaner look on the straps. And then moving down along the strap, you also have an adjustable and removable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. And I really like the system that's been used here to allow you to control the sternum strap. This feels very secure, but it's also easy to remove when you need to so that you can adjust it depending on how you like to wear it. And then on the straps, you also have some additional attachment points if you want to attach extra accessories. Continuing on with the back paneling, this has also felt great. I love the amount of padding offered here. It feels very comfortable, similar foam to the one that we saw on the straps. It also has the same meshy material to help prevent moisture from building up. And then I really like that there's a nice amount of elevation to create these air channels to help with airflow while you're walking around throughout the day. And then jumping into the organizational options, I really love the pocketing layout all throughout this bag. Everything has been very intelligently laid out. The pockets are very easy to reach and they all have a nice amount of space. And so starting off at the top, there's just a very simple quick access compartment here that has a very well protected zipper. And so opening this up, not a whole lot going on in this compartment. This is a great spot for something like your sunglasses. That's what I currently have here. These are my Ray-Ban sunglasses with their case, and they fit in there really comfortably. Even with their case, there was still a little bit of leftover capacity. And then on the inside, no sort of fleece lining or anything like that, but you do have this additional D-ring, which is going to be a great spot for clipping something like your keys or a multi-tool. And then on the side, you have two additional larger zippered pockets. As I mentioned earlier, these kind of serve as the water bottle compartments on the bag. Before jumping into the compartment, I will call out the different zipper pulls, as there are two kind of compartments that sit on top of each other here, so it can get a little bit tricky to figure out which zipper goes with what. So Triple Aught Design tried to manage this by offering a different zipper pull depending on the pocket that you're trying to get into. So far, the system has worked pretty well for me. And so jumping into the compartment itself, it has a nice wide opening, very well protected, and I really like the amount of volume offered here. I was easily able to fit my 20-liter insulated water bottle from Wandered. There was still some leftover space, so if you have something a little bit bigger, it should be able to fit in there okay. I love the implementation of these pockets as they just offer a lot of versatility. One thing, however, that you'll want to keep in mind is that this does take up volume from the inside of the bag, as we'll see in a little bit. So the larger item that you put in here, the more volume that you're losing from the inside. But besides that, I really like how easy it is to get into these compartments, and then because it's an actual zippered area, it does provide a little bit more security than your standard external water bottle pocket. The other compartment on this side of the bag is actually the laptop compartment, and I really like that this has a side opening zipper that allows for quick access, particularly where you're going through TSA at the airport. And so I like the implementation of the compartment here. It offers a nice amount of padding here on the back. It shares this kind of foam padding with the back paneling to add some extra protection, and so it offers a decent amount of space. Currently what I have in here is my 13-inch MacBook Pro, but you can see there's some leftover space at the top. And then one thing about this compartment is that it does not have a false bottom, which would have been a nice addition, but it does have a little bit of a padding at the bottom to help add some additional protection for when you happen to place your bag down a little bit harder. And so pulling my laptop out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. There's no sort of fleece lining or anything like that, but it does come up a nice amount if you happen to have a thicker device. And now since the compartment is empty, I'll try to give a little bit of a better view of that padding on the bottom. So it's just a little bit of material here that just kind of cushions the bottom to help protect your laptop. So again, not an ideal implementation. I would have preferred for this to have been suspended, but it still feels like my laptop is going to be well protected while I'm running around throughout the day. And then moving on to the other side of the bag, it has a very similar layout. So two zippered compartments on the side with the different zipper pulls, so you can kind of tell which one goes with which compartment. And so opening this up, there's another flat compartment that sits against the back paneling, and this is going to be a great spot for flatter items. So great for something like a tablet, which is what I currently have here. I have my iPad mini, but this would definitely be able to hold a full-size 10 or 11-inch tablet. And a very simple compartment here, no sort of internal organization. This might also be a great spot to put something like a magazine or a flatter book. And this is also meant to serve as kind of a secondary laptop compartment if you actually prefer to access your laptop from this side of the bag. And then next to that, you have another large zippered compartment, very similar to the water bottle compartment that we saw on the other side. Similar volume here. And I really like, again, that because this is zippered, you can use this for other accessories besides just a water bottle that you want to keep protected. And so what I currently have in here is just my MacBook Pro charger. And this is going to be a great spot for other tech accessories or gear that you want to be able to reach quickly during the day. And then I really like that this also offers some separation from the main area. So it's going to be a great spot for maybe putting some wet clothing after a day at the pool or the beach. And then I really like that this compartment has this opening at the bottom to allow for some ventilation if anything wet happens to sit in here for a while. So a really nice implementation here. Again, this compartment can take up some volume from the inside of the bag, but it's still really nice to just have this additional area that you can access quickly from the outside. The next area that we're going to be taking a look at is kind of an admin compartment that has a lot of internal organization. So it has this nice well-protected zipper here, and the compartment opens up pretty wide to make it easy to see everything that's on the inside. And I really like all the organizational options that are offered here. Before jumping into any of those, the first thing that I'll mention is that this is kind of a catch-all pocket. So I like that it doesn't open completely flat so that you can just toss in a larger accessory in here, something like a wallet or a pouch if you don't want it to kind of fall out. It's nice that it has this little cache here so that you can just toss things in. And then moving into the actual panel here, you have a lot of slip pockets that are going to be great for holding some of those smaller accessories. So starting all the way on the left, what I currently have here is just a simple deck of cards that I like to carry with me. And then you have a few small slots where you can store something like a pen or a stylus, which is what I currently have here. And then I also have a simple nail clipper. And then in the slip pocket all the way on the right, I just tossed in my Apple AirPods Pro. And this is a little bit of a deeper pocket. As you can see, they kind of slid all the way to the bottom. So it's nice to have that additional space if you have something a little bit taller that you want to store in there. And then moving up along the back, you have some flatter slip pockets that still offer a pretty decent amount of volume. So in this first one here, I just have my Apple Magic Mouse, and that fit in there really comfortably. And then next to that, I just tossed in a simple Field Notes notebook, but this might also be a great spot to maybe put a passport while you're traveling. So really like the versatility of these pockets here. They offer a nice amount of space. And then jumping into the back, you have one more zippered compartment that's gonna be great for holding anything that you don't want kind of falling out or floating around. And there's a lot of space in this compartment. It goes down pretty far towards the bottom of the bag, so if you have something a little bit taller, you can toss it in here. Currently, the only thing that I have in here is my BluePop portable Bluetooth speaker and power bank. Because there's so many areas to kind of distribute stuff throughout the bag, I just didn't really have much more to place in here. And then inside this compartment, you also have another D-ring that's going to be a great spot for attaching something like your keys or a multi-tool like we saw with the other compartment earlier. And then on the flap of this compartment, you have an additional mesh zippered compartment. I really like that this has this mesh here so you can see what's in this area. And so this offers a nice amount of space and actually an impressive amount of volume. One thing to note is as you fill this up, it does share this kind of space here and is what can cause kind of a bulging look on the outside. So that's why I didn't place too much in here. I didn't want to pack this compartment out too much, but again, it just has plenty of volume. And currently what I have in here is my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. And then I also tossed in a lightning cable to charge my tablet and my phone. So just really love all the different organizational options offered here. It's very easy to kind of spread everything out to keep it easy to find while you're running around. Before jumping into the main area, the last thing that I want to talk about here is this zipper on the bottom of the bag, which is a really unique idea. I hadn't seen this on a lot of other bags, and I love the implementation here. And so what this does is it provides you a zipper that you can access while swinging the bag around so that you can reach up into the main area of the bag pretty easily. There's a zipper compartment on the main area that we'll take a look at in a little bit. It's separated from most of the other stuff, but it does offer a nice amount of volume here so that anything that you want to grab a little bit more quickly, you can just kind of reach around and do so easily. And this area offers a nice amount of space. I was just kind of tossing a few different random items in there to see how much I can actually fit. And so what I currently have here is my Matador Nano Dry shower towel, which fit in there comfortably. And then I also tossed in a Maxpedition pouch with some of my EDC items that I might want to reach quickly while I'm moving around throughout the day. And so really love how much volume this offers here. It's a very simple compartment, no sort of internal organization, but because it does offer a little bit of separation from the main area, this is another spot where you could toss in something like maybe some wet clothes or maybe even some gloves if you live in a colder climate that you want to be able to reach quickly. I've also seen mentioned on Triple Aught Design site that you can toss in a bike lock. So just a lot of versatility with what you can throw in here. And then because of the orientation, it's just very easy to grab while you're actually still wearing the bag. And then jumping into the main compartment, this has a really nice clamshell style opening. It opens up very wide to allow you to pack the bag out really easily. And this has a nice amount of space. Again, 24 liters of capacity. So I was easily able to fit all the items that I normally like to carry with me. And the layout here is pretty simple, which is nice and makes it great for holding bulkier items. And so jumping into what I currently have here, first up, I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones. And then down towards the bottom, I have my Bellroy Classic pouch that has some of my smaller tech accessories. And then I also have a full-size moleskin notebook. And then the last thing that I have here on the back is my Levitate portable standing desk. So all those items are what I normally like to carry with me, and even with everything in there, there's still was some leftover space. So I really like the versatility of this size of bag. And now with the compartment a little bit empty, you can start getting a look at some of the other pockets that we looked at on the bag. Here you can see the volume of those water bottle compartments on the side and how much they manage to come in if you do pack them out. And then here at the top, you have the quick access compartment. So once everything starts to get filled out, it does take up a little bit of space from the main area, but in general, it still manages to be very functional all throughout. And then taking a look at the inside, you have a few additional kind of attachment points and ways that you can configure the bag. So on the sides of both of the water bottle pockets, you have some PALS webbing that are gonna be great for clipping on additional accessories. So here on this one on the right, I just attached my Leatherman multi-tool, and that is very easy to clip on and off. I really like the use of this kind of webbing material here. It feels really durable. And then at the bottom of the bag, you have some additional loops. And then at the top as well, these are meant to pair with a lot of the accessories that Triple Aught Design sells. They have some really cool pouches and admin panels that you can toss in here to help add some additional organization, especially if you like to pack a little bit more modularly. Currently what I have here is just an S carabiner kind of clipped on to show off the clip. This has a really nice Hypalon material as well, so just great build quality all throughout. I really love how much you can configure this. And then on the flap, you also have an additional zippered compartment. This is the one that we saw earlier that you can access from the bottom of the bag. So if you open up the bottom, this is the compartment that you're actually going into. So it's nice to see that you can access it from both inside and outside. And then this area just has a lot of space for anything larger that you want to keep separate from the other things that you have in this main area. And then with the compartment a little bit emptier because of the simpler layout, of course, you know that I'm going to want to test this out for minimal travel. And I was easily able to fit my larger double-sided and compressible packing cube from Arkedo, as well as my Air Dop kit and an additional pair of shoes, which are the items that I normally like to take with me when I'm going to travel for around a week. And it just fit very comfortably, and the bag still maintains a really sleek aesthetic, making it great for carrying on to pretty much any airline. So overall, I just really love the simple layout of this main area and all the organization and design choices throughout the rest of the bag. It looks great. It feels like it's gonna hold up great over the longer term. And if you're looking for a bag that you can take into pretty much any environment and that's made in the USA, then this is gonna be a fantastic option to check out. And so to wrap up, it's been a really great experience testing out the Axiom 24 pack over the past couple of weeks. It's been very comfortable to wear. It has an awesome build quality, a really nice organizational layout, and I like the overall aesthetic that it has. And so you can currently purchase this starting at around $365 on Triple Aught Design's site. And this is definitely on the expensive side for an everyday carry bag, and the price is probably going to be a turnoff for a lot of people. But with that being said, it really is a phenomenal bag. It has a fantastic build quality, and it's made right here in the USA. So if those things are important to you, then it may justify the additional cost for the bag. And so as I was testing this out, one of the first bags this made me think of was the Recycled Firefighter 24-Hour Backpack, which is one of my favorite minimal EDC bags. It has a very simple layout, a really solid build quality. I really love the versatile capacity on that bag, and that's also made in the USA. That bag comes in at under $200, and it's not gonna have all the same functionality or weather resistance that this bag has, but if you're looking to buy something made in the US that's gonna be a reliable bag, then that's gonna be a great option to check out. The next bag this made me think of is the Tortuga Set Out Laptop Backpack, which is one of my favorite all-purpose bags. I really love the versatile 25-liter size that bag has. It has a super comfortable harness system, an awesome organizational layout, and it also comes in at around $125, which is a really great price point. And that's not gonna offer the same build quality and weather resistance as this bag, and it doesn't even necessarily have a similar aesthetic, but to me, they're a very similar kind of style of bag for anybody who's looking for something that's gonna work well for a day-to-day carry for minimal travel. So if you have a tighter budget, that's gonna be a great option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the Boundary Supply Errant Pack, which again doesn't really look like this bag necessarily, but it's a really feature-filled bag. It has some great organizational options. It's very comfortable. It has a solid build quality, and it also comes in at under $200. So if you're looking for something that's gonna offer a lot of great organization and that you can take into pretty much any environment, that's gonna be a great option to keep in mind as well. The next bag this made me think of is the Goruck GR1, and that's probably the bag that this made me think of the most, just because It's got a little bit of a tactical aesthetic. The layout on the bag is actually quite different. That one has a much more minimal layout, but it's still a really well-made bag. It's very comfortable and also has a lot of configuration ability just because of the MOLLE webbing, similar to how this one has an ecosystem of accessories. So both bags are just really well made. The GR1 is also a little bit cheaper now, especially since they've moved their production offshore. So if you're looking for something that has this sort of a vibe and that's going to be really durable, the GR1 is still going to be one of the best options to take a look at. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Bolt backpack from Waterfield Designs, which is another made in America bag that comes in at a similar price point. So it's an expensive bag, but it has a really phenomenal build quality. It also has a nice organizational layout. It's a pretty similar size. And if you're looking for something made in the US that's gonna offer a ton of versatility, but that's gonna be maybe a little bit more professional for taking into the office, then the Bolt backpack is gonna be one of the best options to check out. With that being said, the Axiom 24 pack holds up really well against all those bags and has quickly become one of my favorite everyday carry bags. And if you're looking for something that's going to offer a ton of durability, comfort, and an awesome organizational layout, then this is going to be a great option to check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think of the Axiom 24 pack and how it compares to something like the GR1. And if there are any similar options they think I should feature on the channel, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company again for sending the bag for me to test out. And if you guys found this video useful, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And thank you guys so much.